In today's news, Congress have finally started to make their move, and their actions confirm that the Xrp Fomo run is about to start, beginning with the destruction of the US SEC of Gary Gensler, and it's about damn time. As Metaloma stated in this interview, the time for congressional oversight, strongly worded letters of warning, the time for that is over. It's time to get serious. Pay close attention.
It's the job of Congress to do oversight of the federal agencies. And so that's the problem. You know, Elizabeth Warren hands over the questions that she's going to ask in a public hearing, hands over the questions to Gary Gensler and says, here, Gary, I just wanted you to be prepared. Oh, and by the way, for your convenience, I've prepared some answers to these questions. Let me know if you have any problem with that. That is, in my view, oversight theater. It's not legitimate oversight, you know, and Congress, when they see what is happening time and time again, the judges are saying this is arbitrary and capricious decision making. In debt box, you enforcement lawyers are lying. The Congress should do something and say we're gonna pull back funding for the SEC until this House gets in order.
And it seems that Congress is finally agreeing to this, as new from Bitcoin Magazine, US House Committee to vote on legislations to craft a clear, pragmatic regulatory framework for digital assets this month. This new legislation is believed to occur during the week of May 20th, just 1 week away from now, and this new law will limit, or in other words, will destroy the SEC and the overbearing oversight control that they have over the crypto industry. Because should, and hopefully, if this passes, this new law is just the first step of many towards completing regulatory frameworks in the United States, something that this SEC have not been able to do at all from the looks of things, thus being the first step towards their destruction, because why would United States or Congress need the SEC if they could do it themselves, thus making the SEC redundant? And better still, due to the timing of this new law, this could be the final nail in the coffin of the SEC losing its case against Ripple, again starting the Xrp Fomo run. XRP's victory seems to already be set in stone, as Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirmed very recently in a podcast with Chris Vasquez. The SEC's actions are nothing more than a speed bump towards XRP's and crypto's inevitable takeover. Listen very closely.
And there's no negative consequence to Gary Gensler to keep fighting the fight.
No, you're right.
Doesn't cost him a dime.
What do you think about the future in that regards then? Like, do you feel like the SEC is powerful enough to curtail the crypto industry as a whole, or do you think it's a matter of time?
Oh, they're going to lose in the long run.
They're going to lose in the long run. Just enough
this
time.
Is just, I mean, look, if you look at the continued growth of crypto as a multi-decade arc of time, this is nothing.
This is nothing.
It's a speed bump. Because I'm so optimistic about what the future of crypto looks like, we'll look back in 20 years and be like, God, that sucked. But you know what? Little bump, whatever. The market, in my opinion, the market will be measured in many, 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 many trillions.
Yeah.
And it will change the way many, many transactions work, because it's a way to reduce friction, reduce cost, make things more efficient. It's going to win in the long run. The best technology usually wins in the long run.
So with this overbearing, bullish confidence from Ripple CEO now combined with the growing actions being taken by Congress in a seemingly quick and desperate attempt to now get rid of Gary Gensler's version of the SEC, the only word that comes to my mind is inevitable. Ripple's victory, the SEC's demise, the Xrp Fomo run, all of it is inevitable. Congress is now working on the most important element that will send XRP's price soaring in value, and much higher than any other asset in my opinion, and its regulations. Regulations are a fundamentally, crucially important aspect of this new monetary era, this transformation in crypto merging with traditional finance. As I mentioned in my last video, Ripple has very deep connections to the regulatory frameworks that are being laid out. In fact, Ripple was the only crypto company consulted by the EU discussing micro crypto regulations, which is not something to gloss over. That is a very, very big deal. And we have evidence here from Smoke that XRP will be covered under MiCA. They will be covering utility tokens. And according to Mackenzie from Ripple, XRP is a utility token. And in accordance to this information, it's also believed that XRP will capture 80% of the cross-border payments market by 2028, a market predicted to reach $230 trillion by then, meaning XRP will capture $184 trillion by 2028, which is insane. Brad Garlinghouse has stated in numerous occasions, like in this interview here, that XRP is addressing a multi-trillion-dollar challenge. Let's take a listen.
There are investors who are interested in, frankly, speculating on where XRP is going to go. And, you know, to the extent we are successful solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem using XRP and integrating XRP into those flows, it's going to drive a lot of demand for XRP. Again, I said earlier that the market cap of XRP today is around 25 billion. You're solving a $27 trillion problem. You know, I'm not saying it's going to 27 trillion, mind you. You take a lot of friction out of that system. But, you know, when I think about the other use cases and consumer use cases, I think there are a lot of other use cases where we think XRP could be a very efficient digital asset. Ripple is focused on payments. We think about it kind of the same way. You know, Amazon was really good at books. The name of the company actually was Amazon Books. It wasn't Amazon. And then they decided, hey, let's go do another vertical. When I think about what Ripple's trying to do, we want to be extremely good at solving a very large problem around payments and liquidity on a global basis. We are actively, frankly, investing in other use cases for XRP, and those aren't things we will pursue, but some of them will be consumer-centric, some of them will be in marketplaces. But those are things that, you know, we will partner with or help entrepreneurs go and build solutions that take advantage of, you know, with a very performant asset relative to most of the other digital assets out there.
And therefore, with this in mind, the Xrp Fomo run, fear of missing out run, was inevitable once the regulations to utilize utility tokens have been enforced, and they will be enforced much sooner than you think. Hence why America is now making such a desperate move. And also, why I stated that XRP will explode higher than most other assets is because, well, XRP will be the only asset with legal regulatory clarity in the United States within the next few weeks or even the next few months. Bitcoin is the only other asset of clarity right now, yes, but for one, it isn't legal clarity, it's just because it's Bitcoin. And furthermore, believe it or not, Bitcoin doesn't actually fall under the regulatory frameworks of MiCA, so it will not be supported in the future. XRP though is, and they're the ones that help them create these regulations. Right now, we are here very, very, very early in the bear trap phase, but the FOMO run is closer than you think. And for XRP, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, but XRP for me, it is even closer. Another reason as to why I also believe this was highlighted again briefly in my last video, it has to do with the downfall of USDT Tether, as Tether's creators settled for a $41 million deal with US regulators over allegations of misleading investors about whether the coin was fully backed by dollars. According to the breakdown, it's not fully backed by a dollar, and when the curtain finally pulls back, it will all be revealed and Tether will collapse like a black swan event like FTX. And Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirmed that this black swan is happening right now. The curtain is about to be revealed as the US government is now going after Tether. Pay close attention.
FTX and Binance were the two most important, most influential, and probably SBF and CZ were the two most important players in crypto. Now you've got one definitively in jail, one, I guess, potentially headed to jail. And, you know, I bring this up in context of black swans is like, it's hard to know, but on the positive, think about the freaking resilience of this industry and market that 2 years ago, somebody who I thought I knew a lot about what's going on in crypto, I would have said these are the two most important companies. The CEOs of the two most important companies now either are in jail or I think headed there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in some ways, I mean, the CZ stuff I'm less close to, and so I don't know as many details. But look, the resilience of the market, that should give us immense optimism.
Yes.
About what's coming. Do I think there's gonna be another black swan? Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's gonna be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a black swan because I feel like black swan by definition can't really be. It's like
predicted.
Oh, didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
the U.S. government is going after Tether. That is clear to me.
So, with Tether's collapse closer than ever, opening up a passage for XRP and the new Ripple stablecoin to take its place, with the Ripple lawsuit verdict coming closer and closer to an end, with the regulations and frameworks being laid out before our eyes, and most importantly, with America finally making their move, Congress taking charge and doing what they must do to limit the SEC's control, Ripple's adoption, especially in the US, is about to explode, and the Xrp Fomo run will soon follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.